Now, I already have one project truck. It's this 9973 behind me that we're building into the ultimate ranch truck with a hydraulic bale bed, some extra power, and a little more cool stuff you guys are going to find out about in the next video. But I'm still always on the lookout for something neat, something cool. Okay, so I know the lighting's not great, but we're picking up this 93 F-150 right now. It runs and drives, but it has a couple of little problems. We'll get into that more here in just a few minutes.
I actually bought this for my daughter. She bought that Crown Vic.
Okay.
She doesn't want the truck. It's too big. I
Okay.
have a Bronco as well, so I just got two more.
Oh, man, I love those.
Is that right there?
It's a window.
What do you
Windows happen.
break it?
I've never seen a cloth vinyl split before. That's kind of weird.
Well, other than Crown Vics.
Really?
Cars, yeah. So it's got new jar. That's new.
Okay.
It's got a new idle air control valve.
Okay.
Got a new alternator.
Okay. Awesome.
It's dirty, but it started. It runs. It drives. It just once it gets heated up, like warmed up, it dies. So.
Vacuum leak? I hear a vacuum leak. That's certainly not helping anything. We just took the truck for a test drive. I'm down here at a friend's house about 2 miles away from where I live, and the truck got down here just fine, no problems. Well, other than our broken window there. And the hood does not appear to be closed. I may not have gotten that shut entirely, or I might just need to adjust that latch. But the truck drove down here fine. No sooner than I put it in park, it died. So let's try to start it back up and see what happens. I really feel like I hear an intake leak. A vacuum leak, I should say. There's a vacuum leak somewhere. Oh, we got a check engine light on. The first thing I want to do with this truck is get the broken glass out of this window. That's just going to create more problems the longer it's there, because it's going to keep breaking apart. And I came in here and I've already removed the 2 seatbelt attachment points, because this is the extended cab truck. It's got the rear one as well as the front. And now we got to take this trim piece off, but it's a really simple, really straightforward job. Right, buddy? Okay, thanks, Kella. The actual window glass sits in a groove in this rubber, and then this rubber gasket actually bolts into the truck in a few different places around the edge. Now, if you're like me, you probably have a bunch of 9mm sockets that come with your metric socket set, and you've always wondered, what in the world does a 9mm socket fit? Well, the answer is this. Now, these nuts, there are 6 of them, but as you can see here, that dust is not disturbed, and I'm just reaching in here and taking this thing off with my fingers. These are not very tight. So I brought a socket and a little impact just because it may speed things along, and you know, you want to be prepared, but these should not be overly difficult to remove. And pay attention when you put your new window in, you don't want to crank these things down too tight either. Once you get all the nuts removed, they just come straight out. Carefully. So we didn't just take the rear window out for the fun of it. This truck is going to be getting a sliding rear window. I'm gonna lubricate and clean this rubber gasket with dish soap because that generally works pretty well. So I'm not just using baling twine for this because we have a ranching operation, but baling twine actually is a really good choice for pulling these gaskets in. All right, so
we've been doing a lot of mechanical work lately, but that always kind of happens this time of the year because when the weather turns cold, I take on more repair jobs and mechanical work and resale projects like this one, which is why we're putting this sliding rear window in this truck. I actually found this window in the junkyard and grabbed it for my own 97 F250, but this truck is actually sold and the buyer wanted a sliding rear window in it, so we just worked that into the deal. Our next mechanical project should be the ultimate ranch truck build out of our 99 7.3 liter F350. But we're going to get more in-depth in that in another video. I really feel like I hear a vacuum leak under the hood of this truck, and that wouldn't be surprising at all because when Ford built these, they used these hard plastic vacuum lines here, and they're great when they're new, but these trucks are all at least 20 years old now, and over time these things get hard, they crack, they break. So I'm going to go ahead and replace all the vacuum lines in here with this silicone vacuum hose. I did this on my F250. It worked beautifully. It resolved all the vacuum issues. These silicone hoses never dry out. They never crack. They're practically indestructible. So I'll leave a link to these down in the description if you guys want to go check them out on Amazon. It comes in a big roll. Even if these vacuum lines are not the entire problem, it's still really good practice to go ahead and replace them, just because the old ones are brittle and, well, old, and they just don't last well. Now you can see that I am not retracing the original factory routing with our new hoses, and there's really no reason to, because running these silicone lines back behind the intake like that just makes them a lot more difficult to get to, and I don't see any reason to make future potential repairs any harder than they might have to be. Now I'm leaving enough slack in these lines when I'm laying them out that they are going to be all tied up nice and neat and clean before this truck is delivered to the customer. But for now, my main focus is to just figure out what all the problems are and get this thing running correctly. Then we're going to come in and clean everything up and make it look really nice. I'm not touching the throttle at all. The truck is doing this by itself. Brake. Alright, so I'm just going to let my foot off the brake, and this is just where this truck is idling. That's a problem. It idles high enough to shift into second all by itself. I still haven't touched the throttle.
We just got back from the test drive, and clearly we have a few more problems to sort out, but another one popped up as soon as I got out of the truck and opened the hood. I heard a noise, came around here, and lo and behold, we have a hole forming in the plastic tank of our radiator. So this truck is going to need a new radiator in addition to our side window. I did buy a good side window, but I don't have the vital caulking stuff that goes in here. I'm going to do a whole video specifically on replacing this window for you guys. It's going to be a quick, real easy how-to. That's going to be coming up real soon. I just want to get the vital stuff here and, you know, put it together properly the first time so I can show you the right way to put it together properly. Now, I know we have a vacuum leak. I'm really, really suspicious we have an intake plenum gasket leaking down here somewhere. We're going to do a little troubleshooting. We're going to get that sorted out. This truck has already been sold. We got to get it running right, get everything the way it's supposed to be, and then we're going to move it on to a new home. And as soon as this leaves, we're going to start on the ultimate 7.3 build. I know that's a big claim to make, but I'm going to tell you guys about it more in a video coming up real soon. I think you're going to agree with me. So thank you for watching. Subscribe if you haven't, and more later.